You are playing with Luka Doncic's future with the franchise. Welcome to the Athletic NBA Show podcast, Basket Buds edition. Few days before the trade deadline. I'm your host, Zach Harper. We got Trevon Edwards. We got James Edwards III. We got Mo Dakhil. We got Jay King. We got a show for you. Half of it may be irrelevant by the time it posts. We don't know. That's the beauty of the trade deadline. A Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks. Breaking news. Shams Charania broke the news. It's also Markieff Morris, if you didn't remember that he's on the Nets. He's also going to Dallas in exchange for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, an unprotected 2029 first-round pick, and a 2027 second-round pick, and a 2029 second-round pick. And look, you'll hear it on Basket Buds tomorrow. This is shocking to us. We all kind of wonder, why is Dallas in the mix here? Like, sure, Jason Kidd wants to coach him, thinks he can do it, right? And yeah, Nico Harrison, relationship from the whole, Nike days. But I got to admit, like, I'm completely shocked. I thought this was the last team of the four mentioned between Dallas, Phoenix, and both LA teams. I thought this is the last one that would get the deal done. So what do I know? Like, that this gets moved through. But first and foremost, like, I'll just tell you, like, the stuff I heard immediately after the trade broke. And I start texting people because I'd been in contact with some people, not trying to report anything, just trying to get a handle on, like, what's this week going to be like. The four executives I text, all shocked, all like, right. we didn't think Cuban was going to pull the trigger, because it sounded like Kyrie maybe doesn't want to play with Luka Doncic, or maybe that's on a mix or whatever. And now it's, Mo, I even, I just submitted my trade grades, which you can read on The Athletic, and I was like, I have more questions now about the fit than I did when I found out about the trade. Like, the more I think about it, the more questions I have.
Yeah, this is going to be, it's exactly that. Every hour that passes, I will have accumulated more questions.
Yeah.
As to, like, what are we doing here, Dallas? And first and foremost, like, their defense, and granted, it was bad to begin with, but holy shit, is this going to be terrible defensively?
No dough, and Kyrie's in the mix. Like, that's
like Christian Wood, Kyrie, and Luka.
Like, oh my God.
Reggie Bullock has got some work to do.
Reggie Bullock's already going, like, I need a raise.
Better be legit.
They're going to give up between 115 and 130 a night.
Easy.
Between 115 and 130.
God, yeah. Easy.
But on paper, it's exciting. Shout out to Nico Harrison making the move. Nike guys unite. Obviously,
former
Kyrie's
Nike guys unite.
Former Nike guys unite. Exactly.
Yeah.
But Luka endorsed it, and Mark Cuban, he's a gambler, so he's gonna make these type of shake things up. And there's also like a double, middle finger up, flip the bird to the Lakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, from the Nets and from the Mavs. Like, look, I beat you at your game.
Yeah.
Take this, LeBron. And also, we're not giving Kyrie what he wants.
So the goal, Mo, is that the offense is going to be so transcendent, right? And they've had a good offense for most of the year, like a little bit of ups and downs, but for the most part, top 10 offense. And I guess, like, if you're going to be that bad defensively, you have to be that good offensively to make up for it. And in theory, two offensive talents like Kyrie and Luka, that's a lot of scoring. That's a lot of creation. That's a lot of problems it could cause, but it's not a your turn, my turn situation. I would assume I like that's going to be on Jason Kidd to stagger minutes and see how they can make anybody work off ball.
Yeah, I think it starts with just the ball still has to start in Luka Doncic's hands. And I think to give Kyrie some credit on that end, there was a level of we saw that with the James Harden and KD run and stuff. Like, he actually played and cut a little bit more off ball and stuff like that. So there might be some more of that stuff.
And he played with LeBron, just like not quite as high a usage rate, but also, like
similar
moves
style.
the ball, like similar style.
Right?
Yeah.
But like the things defenses will have to worry about is, okay, Luka drives and the kick out goes to Kyrie.
Ooh,
and now Kyrie drives and now
you're closing out on Kyrie. What does that look like? Yeah.
Second side action when he comes in, Luka relocates. You have, Reggie Bullock here. If Kleber's healthy and playing well and things like that, like there's a lot of chaos with that that mix there offensively, like, yeah, I mean, they can score up to 115 and 130. Like, there's going to be a ton of close games just on the pure fact of
It's
no defense, but a ton of offense.
It's gonna be fun. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be good, but it's gonna be fun.
Hey, Mark
man.
Cuban, thank you for making me interested in Mavericks games. Yeah.
Also, Mark Cuban, thanks for mixing it up a little bit. You know, like
I didn't expect this trade on Black History Month. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not expect this one.
I thought this
Black
was
History
gonna.
Month.
I thought this was gonna ride out to Thursday. Like, we get this shit done early in the week. Like, now there are more dominoes to fall. But that's the big one. Jay, what's your reaction to this move? I can't imagine you're a fan of this.
It's just a huge risk for the Mavericks, just enormous, because you're not just risking that your defense will never be good enough. You're not risking that, you know, your current core. You are playing with Luka Doncic's future with the franchise. And it sounds way too early to start talking about that. But we've seen how Kyrie goes to places and destruction seems to follow. And he's never happy. He wasn't happy in Cleveland after they went to several straight finals. He wasn't happy in Boston, where they had a ton of talent around him. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, Terry Rozier, Marcus Morris. Like, they were just loaded. Wasn't happy in Brooklyn, where he went with one of his good friends, Kevin Durant, and eventually left. And obviously his time there was not good. He doesn't play very often, sometimes for reasons outside of basketball, sometimes because he's been injury prone throughout his career.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's a huge risk. I just think, as much as Luka probably wants it now, there's a lot that comes with playing next to Kyrie Irving that you can't anticipate until he shows up and you see what it's like on a daily basis. And I think Kevin Durant, you know, he signed in Brooklyn to play with Kyrie Irving. He put his fortunes, tied them alongside Kyrie Irving. And I think there was a lot that went with that he wasn't anticipating. And sometimes, like I said, it was not basketball related. Sometimes it was, but there's always something with that guy. And I just think I understand why they make it, because he's an incredible basketball player. He's extremely, they're going to be so
historically
impossible
talented
to guard.
Yeah, historically talented.
And they needed a second creator, a second playmaker next to Luka, somebody to make his life easier offensively. And so from the standpoint of all that, Kyrie makes perfect sense. He's the rare guy who's capable enough of helping you to a championship, who's not going to cost a ton because he's been so volatile for the past lifetime. But this could go very wrong. And I just think, you know, that I would be very nervous for the Mavericks. They are betting a lot on a guy who hasn't been reliable in a lot of different ways for years.
And what's funny, so I was on the radio Saturday night for Mad Dog Sports Radio, and we had someone call in who was a Lakers fan. He was like, I'm all in on a Kyrie trade. He said if it works, they'll win a championship. If it doesn't work, it'll be incredible content. And I was like, that's supposed to be what I hope for, right? Like, just the incredible content or like the historically good thing. But this Lakers fan was like feeling that way. And maybe that's the same kind of vibe for Dallas of like, look, man, like, we're taking swings. And if you are worried about the future of Luka in Dallas, which I think it's way too early to start thinking about that. I really
But what happens if Kyrie doesn't work out, though? Honestly.
But it's a valid concern. It's a valid concern. But aren't you showing Luka in some way? Yeah, we're willing to take swings to bring things. Right. Like, we took a swing with Kristaps, didn't work out. Took a swing with Kyrie, didn't work out. If it doesn't work out, now he may look at that and be like, yeah, but you're taking the bad swings and that's not working out. You're swinging
at bad pitches.
Yeah, exactly. But still, like, I do think there is something to that idea.
I mean, look, they're 2.5 games out of the third place in the West right now, and who knows how the rest of the West shakes out and things like that. It's not conceivable. Like, they can come out of the West. The West is so wide open with all of this stuff. And there's no team you really feel confident about. So if you're Dallas, at least just looking at this season, why not? You got the way the team was currently constructed. What were they at best? A second round exit? Like, it's
yeah. I mean, they made the conference
like
finals last year. Like, there's not a huge change from. I mean, I guess Brunson, but like they had good offense and everything. Like maybe I could see another conference finals run with this. Like, yeah, I think the ceiling is higher. I just think the floor is lava. Like,
it's lava. It's a whole different. It's not a floor anymore. It doesn't.
It's a pit. But you just gotta avoid falling into that pit. What about Brooklyn's side of this? Like, it's funny. Like, you talk about what the return is. Dinwiddie's been there before. He was successful there. I think it's a good fit with him returning there. I think Doe is probably the guy they hope Royce O'Neal is. Right. And Royce has been good. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's been a bad trade, but now you have two of those guys. And I think Doe is better at, especially defensively. Like, he's a beast defensively. The unprotected 2029 first round pick that far down the road, it being unprotected, that's a big win. You can maybe move that for a star down the road, or you keep it and hope that Dallas crumbles and it becomes a very valuable pick. But I like the return. It doesn't seem like enough for someone of Kyrie's talents, but for the tainted reputation that Kyrie has, kind of acquired, like Trey, like I think it's a pretty solid return.
Oh, this is culture reset. This is get bad juju out of the locker room. Let's get guys that are ready to play right now, veteran guys that know their role, that are strong in their role. Spencer Dinwiddie is having a career year percentage-wise. And then Doe, he comes in and, could plug in and help on the defensive end and knock down a three. But they not done yet. They're not done yet. The 27 to 29, they don't want that. They about to move that. So again, look at Joe Harris, look at Steph Curry, look at Patty Mills, even look at Ben Simmons potentially being on the move. I could see them swinging big for DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine. Yeah. You never know. Anything could actually happen. Obviously, Chris Haynes reported that the Suns are prepared to offer something, but I'm prepared for some cookies right now. I don't think I'm going to get them, but realistically,
you can get cookies, man. You can get cookies. The Postmates.
I can go get cookies, but don't think that the Brooklyn Nets are done. They right now, everybody expected a star to return, and that's not. It's a gamble when you deal with a player like Kyrie Irving on off the court issues. If he was no issue off the court, the return would be a little higher fee. But when you look at it like the Lakers offering Russell Westbrook in a first round pick, not enough. The Clippers potentially putting together a package, it wasn't enough to be appealing. And also, like I said, I mentioned these are the things keeping Kyrie off the Lakers and then sending him to a place that he had to agree on, but potentially playing against the team that he really liked.
It's kind of wonderfully petty, in a way.
It's so petty. It's so petty.
Like, it's kind of a great move by Sean Marks just in that sense, right?
This is by far the best player Luka's ever played with. Not even close.
Markieff Morris?
Yes, Markieff. I mean Markieff.
Yeah, it's by far the best player he's played.
So you can see why they convinced themselves to do this.
Sure.
They're like in Brooklyn this year, they just went 18-2 when they had Kyrie and Kevin Durant both healthy. They were basically unstoppable for a while. And so the offense is going to be spectacular. The shot making is going to be spectacular. Kyrie will have nights when he looks like the best player on planet Earth. It's the other nights that could derail
it's the off nights when there's no games. And when he's on Twitter. But I just want to piggyback
even some game days, man. I don't know.
That's true. Some of those pregame press conferences could be interesting. Nick Friedell's probably the happiest dude right now.
Oh, shout out to Nick Friedell, man. Your job just got really.
But I want to piggyback
a lot less interesting though.
Now it's just for them. The Nets are in a position with assets to go do something. And to go get more, even if it's not this trade deadline, in the offseason, to build a team the way they want to. They're no longer kind of sort of being held hostage in the Kyrie situation and things like that. It's got to be a great feeling in the area for the Nets front office right now. Just going like, that's a weight off our shoulders. Let's go.
Shout out to Tim Cato. Congratulations on your job and what it just became.
It's going to be fascinating, though. It will be fascinating to watch. It'll be fascinating to see how it unfolds. It'll be fascinating to see how Luka and Kyrie end up getting along. Will will they like each other? Can they play with each other? How long will the honeymoon phase last? Like Kyrie, he's had honeymoon phases in places. He's had times where obviously he won a championship in Cleveland. Like it can work with Kyrie on your roster. That Brooklyn team that first year, they were absolutely invincible other than the injuries that they suffered. Like I think that team was going to walk to a title, honestly.
Yeah. Guys, we have breaking news during this podcast. Won't be breaking when you listen to this on Monday, but breaking news. Tom Strania says Steph Curry expected to miss multiple weeks with a left leg injury. Now it's a little ambiguous. We don't quite know if multiple weeks is 2, is it 4, is it 6? We don't know. But he got hurt in a really stupid game against the Mavericks. Like, no, I mean, good Lord, that was just some really dumb basketball.
I thought it was a knee injury, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
I thought it was knee to knee. I'm like, it's a stinger. I get it. You can't really massage that out. That's kind of a weird thing. But to hear that, they're gonna lose him again.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to make a call.
That's the thing though, where you talk about like I don't
call France for Wembanyama.
Like, I don't believe in the Lakers even with Kyrie. Like I just don't. But look, like teams are dropping like flies, right? There's a lot of holes out there. Like maybe you don't believe in the Nuggets playing defense. Maybe you don't believe in the Grizzlies playing offense in the postseason. Maybe you don't believe in anyone else like having their shit together. Luka's hurt. Like Kawhi's played more lately, but you can't rely on that. In terms of Clippers, like maybe this is another thing because I've believed this whole time. Just get the Warriors healthy to the playoffs. They'll be fine. They're still the team I believe in the most in the Western Conference. I don't care about the road issues so far. I don't care about any of that shit. Like, put them healthy in the playoffs. I will believe that they play championship basketball. But it is getting, deeper and deeper into the season where we haven't seen that level yet. And so I don't know. Maybe this shit's wide open.
And depending on how much time he misses, they could drop out of the playoff race.
They're not going to drop out of the playoff race.
They could drop out of the playoff race.
Are we sure?
Well, this gives a reason for Draymond to watch LeBron cross the pass.
They're one game up on 11th right now.
Guys,
one game
stop.
up on 11th.
I want a fucking apology from Jay King for all that Jordan Poole stuff he said and lied about last year. Like, he's the most improved player. I can't believe you didn't vote for him for most improved player. What are you doing? And then to say that he's regressed so much. It's the same fucking player this year as last year.
This one-legged bullshit.
Solid player. He's not bad, but he wasn't the most improved. Yes, we are bringing the group chat into this.
So
chat.
My thing last year was he was incredibly improved, and I loved the way that he played.
He was so inconsistent last year.
From a standpoint of doing what they need him to do, being on the same page as his team, it just feels like he has really regressed. They were up 16 like 8 minutes left in the fourth.
To be fair, the whole team played stupid basketball the rest of the way, but he was a big part of it.
But he
like Clay had some really dumb moments. Like Wiggins had some bad moments. Yeah.
He just leads the charge. And like, why are you shooting a one-legged Dirk fadeaway with like 16 seconds left on the shot clock while up 16?
In his bag, Twitter probably loved it though.
Just control the possession, get a good one, and finish out the game. They've blown so many leads because of their arrogance.
Yeah.
And Poole,
that's really the road problems too, right? Like that really comes through on the road.
And Poole is just, you can see, and obviously you can see
it's for the ladies, man.
Just furious with him. Steph Curry got ejected from a game because of a Jordan Poole shot.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't do that just because of one time. You do that because it's a season's worth of plays where Jordan Poole is doing stuff like that.
Have you ever made a shot in front of a lady where it looked cool and you were down 12?
I can answer right now. No.
You can't speak for Jordan Poole, man. He do it for the vibes. Even though
he's doing it for the House of Highlights comment section. That's what he's doing it for. Yeah.
That's it, man.
I want to see them go after. Yeah, like, listen. Depending on how long Steph's out, and to me, like when it gets to the cryptic kind of timeline of injuries, like to me, I think it's going to be long term.
Yeah,
and given that they are a game out of 11th, like I wouldn't be mad if they just like said F it and like let's just see if we can get into Wemby sweepstakes. But they're not going to. With that said, at this point, I think I would try to package the young guys and see what that can get you. Can that get you OG? can that get you Keldon or Podol? Like, I don't think it'd be that hard for them to get one of those three, maybe OG, but I think there's a trade to be had.
OG can't possibly be 3 first-round picks, right? Or
unless they're all like,
this is Danny Ainge. Listen, this is Danny Ainge's fault. Danny Ainge's fault that the price of the brick is up because OG definitely should not be worth that much.
I blame the
He is the most hyped up player on Twitter. Like, it goes beyond sometimes Jokic. Like, people talk about him like he's prime Paul George, and it's like we got to relax a little bit. He's a very good player.
He's the third best player on a 24-30 team.
James, this is the most hype since
it's crazy.
Darren Collison. The Lakers asked Darren Collison.
Oh my God! What a
time! That was the worst. Listen, that was the worst. The camera was panning on him. He's hitting courtside. That was a nasty.
What a reference.
That was a nasty recruitment. The Laker fans really thought this man was going to win them a chip. They're saying, you know what? Would have been. You guys are missing out on getting Darren Collison. Respect to Darren Collison, by the way, California legend.
But let's relax.
Let's relax. So OG Abdenabi, is it Abdenabi?
Ananobi.
Ananobi. Apologies. Nose in the phone.
You got to mix up with the
we good.
Ali, or
but long story short,
Abdenabi.
Yeah.
Shouts to Abdenabi, right? but again, think about Memphis and Memphis and who else is pursuing him right now heavily?
I mean, it really
New York,
like every team.
Well, New York, the Knicks shouldn't even. I don't know what the Knicks are thinking. Even that don't make no sense at all. But Memphis and New Orleans for sure. If the Grizzlies get them, that helps. But they got to get rid of Dillon Brooks. New Orleans gets them, I still don't think that helps them crazy. If Milwaukee tried to get them, they about to win it all.
They might win it all anyway. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one. That's the one where I'm like, hey, not let him go there because the Bucks are going to win.
Jay Crowder's going to Milwaukee. Like, that seems
I like that pickup too.
Yeah.
I like that pickup too. Because Jay is the tough guy and he makes threes.
Ananobi would help a lot of teams. And like a team like the Grizzlies, he could put them over the top because they could use that wing size.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But anywhere else, he's not. The player himself is not worth first three round picks. The player himself, I know exactly. But
all respect to OG Anunoby, he can't dribble.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. He can shoot. He can shoot it decently enough where you have
league
to
average.
Hey, in the words of my man Vito, in the words of my man Vito, that's all I can say to that shooting. Any OG hype. Catch and shoot, eat with your hands. That's all I want from you. Don't show me nothing. I don't want nothing else from your bag. Eat with your hands and shoot the three when I pass it.
Bag's empty.
What he can help them is when they go small defensively. And that's the game.
Yeah, defensively he's a monster. Like, he's
ridiculous.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what will make the difference for them. He's not going to change anything for them offensively. They're not going to be a better half-court offensive team. They're a shitty half-court offensive team. But there's nobody out there that they're going to get that's really going to make that.
The issue's not defense.
Can I propose something?
It'll push them to another notch though defensively, where it's even harder.
This is James in the group chat.
This is Trey James. This is Trey James.
Right. Yeah. Would you entertain if we're just going to get reckless and you're Milwaukee?
We should do a whole show just Trade Machine James. Just a shit on these ideas.
James, you are reckless. Period.
Would you flip Middleton for OG?
No,
I'm afraid of Middleton health-wise going forward.
Whoa.
Agent,
no.
Right?
Trade Machine James is
Trade Machine James is shorting out already.
Trade Machine James is drunk and high at the same time. Like, I don't know what else to say.
For which Middleton? Chris?
I'm just saying, man. Dude,
like, which one?
The injuries scare me, and I don't know how much I'd want to pay him this summer.
We just went through how bad he is on offense. And then,
I know, but it's
completely throw it away for the Bucks.
No, they got a chance to win the title this year. They got a chance to win the title this year.
All right.
Trade Machine James is out here. He's willing to put anybody in there.
When you're drafting your fantasy team, do you ever wish that you could do the same thing with your business team? If you're building a roster to win the league, you need Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates with the right skills when you can do it all with Indeed. Find top talent fast with Indeed's suite of powerful hiring tools like Indeed's instant match assessment and virtual interviews. Hate waiting? Indeed's U.S. data shows over 80% of Indeed's employers find quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment they sponsor a job. I love Indeed just because I can do all the hiring in one place. It's so easy to use, and it's honestly made my life so much easier. Candidates you invite to apply through Instant Match are 3 times more likely to apply to your job than candidates only to see it in search, according to U.S. Indeed data. Join over 3 million businesses worldwide using Indeed to hire great talent fast. Indeed knows when you're growing your own business, you have to make every dollar count. That's why with Indeed, you only pay for quality applications that match your must-have job requirements. Visit Indeed.com/NBA Show22 to start hiring now. Just go to Indeed.com/NBA22. Indeed.com/NBA22. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
All we've heard about for years now in this group chat is how tough Dillon Brooks is, how much heart he's got, how competitive he is.
I hope you clarify this when you're done.
This isn't Trade Machine James. This is Jay King.
Okay, good.
Just being annoying.
Sober, ready to roll.
Yes. And what happened was, one, not only an obvious and predictable cheap shot to the nuts by Dillon Brooks against Donovan Mitchell. Obvious cheap shot.
People were questioning if it was an accident. I'm like, you guys are,
dude, what did you watch if you're not sure?
Insane, bro.
Then Jay, not yet. Then Donovan throws the ball at him. They go face to face. Donovan, who is sneaky built like a fire hydrant, right?
Respect.
Like Donovan's he's short, but he's got some muscle to him. Tosses tough Dillon Brooks to the ground like he was a sack of potatoes. Just tosses him like it was nothing. Then, as Dillon Brooks, I'll say it, pretends to go after him, he gets tackled by a Grizzlies employee. What was it, the trainer or something like that? Comes in and
that dude was scrappy.
Hits him like he's Ray Lewis. Just wraps him up. Form tackle.
That dude was definitely a high school football superstar.
Jay?
You can tell.
No, I don't give him no leeway.
Where's the toughness of this Dillon Brooks you talk about? Because I just saw him get housed by 2 people way smaller than him.
The part of this you're overlooking.
I'm not overlooking shit.
Is that this was the most impressive cheap shot in recent memory. It was a no look behind the back shot to the balls that connected perfectly.
Are
we're not going to give him
trying
credit
to tell me that
the
we're not respecting the cheap shot enough?
We've got to give credit to the execution here.
Are you telling me Donovan Mitchell's stomach hurt?
Listen, that punch impressed Grayson Allen and Chris Paul and Wake Forest Chris Paul.
Reggie
Evans. It was like,
Draymond
there you
was
go.
impressed.
Draymond, Draymond sent him a note after probably.
It was the first shot Brooks hit all season. We got to give him credit. It was no look.
You know, it's what's also shitty is rolling into his legs too. Like all of it was fucked up, dude.
I mean, we're not going to call Dillon Brooks. We're not going to sit here and call him like the most honest competitor. The most he's no sportsman is what I'd say.
look at Jay backpedaling, man. I'm rare not we see him backpedaling.
I'm not backpedaling. But then you got Donovan Mitchell talking about how he's always busted Dillon Brooks' ass.
I knew this was coming.
Nah, man.
Nice whataboutism. Nice.
Tell the people what he's
less
done.
Than 40% career against the Grizzlies because Dillon Brooks is locking him down.
Is that the matchup against Dillon Brooks?
He always guards the best player on the other team. He shot 5 for 20 last year against the Grizzlies. He shot 6 for 24 last year against the Grizzlies in his two games against them.
Mm-hmm.
He does have an 11-4 career record against Memphis, but we're not going to talk about that because personally, Rudy Gobert won those games. Joe Ingles won those games.
I think we've proven that Rudy Gobert did not win those games this season.
Nice.
Dillon Brooks has done his job against Donovan Mitchell.
Matt Harper announced the fuck out of those games. Okay?
Dillon Brooks, he's a habitual line crosser. A lot of the time, you're gonna say, Dillon, what are you doing? Dillon, stop it. Dillon, don't do that. And then other times, his craziness is gonna win you a game.
For the Grizzlies, thank God Danny Green's back. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Thank God they got another option out there.
Is Danny Green gonna help them? Like, is he actually going to help them?
If it takes minutes away from Dillon Brooks.
Even if he goes 0 for 6.
Yeah.
It still helps.
Danny Green's actually helped teams win championships before.
Yo, Dillon Brooks is just a straight up dirty ass player. Let's just stop with the nonsense. And Jay can sit there and try
it's
to
Grayson Allen.
Hold on, there's no denying that.
I mean, but like we just got to. But it's bullshit and it doesn't belong in the game.
I just thought it was great execution of the cheap shot, and we need to recognize that.
You know what the problem?
It was a no
that I
look
have with Dillon Brooks is that he ruins the great feelings I have about literally everyone else on Memphis. I love that team.
That's the most likable team, and they have the most unlikable player.
Well, not the most. Grayson Allen.
That's fair. That's fair.
I just ignore him. Grayson Allen doesn't exist.
Wait, they don't have him anymore.
That's all right. He's gonna be on Phoenix soon. But I think that I know.
We're talking about Grayson Allen in general.
In general.
Oh, I thought we were talking about
I
this
just
team being likable. I'm sorry.
No.
My fault.
But it is funny that he was there. Maybe that's where he picked it up.
No, you don't pick that up. That is
God-given talent.
Well, okay, sure. But here's the thing. Yeah, Dillon Brooks almost ruins the Grizzlies for me. I'll never say he completely ruins them because I love Kenneth Lofton Jr. I love John Moran. I love Desmond Bain. I love Jaren Jackson Jr. Of course, that's the best player in the organization's history. I love Steven Adams. Like, I love so much of it. Tyus Jones. Like, I'm in on this whole team, right? I love everything about them except for Dillon Brooks.
Dillon and 2 firsts for OG.
He's lucky. Actually, I like that.
Machine
I'm back, baby. I'm in my shit. I told you.
Yeah. Dave is floored in the chat by 2 firsts.
both protected. I forgot to add that caveat.
But Dillon Brooks is lucky because
this podcast is brought to you by Philo. There's nothing better than unwinding and watching a little TV. But you know what's not relaxing is just trying to figure out what to watch or paying a crazy cable bill every month. That's why I decided to cut the cord. I love TV now because I use Philo as my solution. Philo is live and on-demand TV for just $25 a month. Philo has VH1, BET, AMC, A&E, plus more than 60 other channels like Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, Paramount, Discovery. You never miss a minute of shows that you enjoy watching. I always enjoy watching the Food Network is really fun. My wife and even my kids like to sit down and watch the Food Network. Has some great shows there. My wife likes to unwind and watch a little Lifetime. You know what? Philo's got it. Even MTV right here on Philo. There's no contracts, no commitments, no hassles. Just a better way to watch TV. If you got little kids, you can watch Nickelodeon. Catch the latest episode of Paw Patrol right there on Philo. Philo has no contracts, no commitments, no hassles. Just a better way to watch TV. Philo has an unlimited DVR for 1 year. Save all your favorite shows, and you can watch them whenever you want. Philo also allows for multiple profiles and multiple streams, so everybody in your house can be happy, save your own shows simultaneously on 3 different streams, so you don't have to fight over what's being saved or what's being watched. It's so easy to use and really easy to sign up. You can watch from your laptop, from your phone, Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Samsung, Android TV, you name it. With Philo, you can start watching in seconds for less money, with less hassle, and channel comfort. Sign up today at philo.tv. That's philo.tv. And use the promo code NBA Show to get 50% off your first month.
He didn't even have the best fight of the week. He didn't even have the funniest fight of the week. That goes to Mo Bamba and Austin Rivers, who, according to Kevon Harris, two-way player for the Magic who was on the bench, he claims that Mo said, this ain't high school anymore, right? As Austin Rivers missed a shot, which is true. Now, it's hilarious for Mo Bamba to accuse someone of peaking in high school, but regardless, that is, whatever. Got under his skin, it worked, right? It worked, and the Magic won the game, so, I think it pays off there.
That can't be the only thing he
but
said. Markelle Fultz looked at it like
Austin,
it was the craziest thing he'd ever heard.
Because Austin Rivers'
tongue was out. That was
is hilarious. Like, is hilariously like deluded, right?
Yes.
And you kind of have to be. But the fact that Austin afterwards is saying, "I don't mind trash talk, but you got to keep it respectful." I could see Austin thinking that's wildly disrespectful. Then
hit the game winner at Duke against UNC. What are you talking about?
From Mo Bamba, but he was
As someone who saw Austin Rivers play in high school, he absolutely peaked in high school.
People forget, like, I'm not saying this was the widespread like belief about him in high school, but he was drawing like Kobe prospect.
It was crazy
comparisons, like to where like when I saw him at Duke, I was like, because I didn't see him in high school. When I saw him at Duke, I was like, this guy.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that we've been comparing like to these wild things. And so it's Mo Bamba then posts on Instagram the meme of the graph of fuck around correlation to find out, right? With that just what was that 45?
He also blurred out fuck. Like,
he did. Yeah.
Shout out
he
to
didn't
Mo.
get fined.
Shout out to Mo.
Smart. Yeah, he knew he was gonna miss some games here. Austin brags, I took on 5, 1-on-5 of you guys, no backup. Buddy, that's not in your favor. Your team not backing you up against fucking Mo Bamba? Like that's
not smart to do.
Man, that's not a look at how good I am. Look at what I did. Then to start saying Orlando is my city. He did have a funny line of like, we only know you from an old rap song. I didn't even know that was an old rap song. I'm gonna be honest. Like that was news to me. But Trey, to me, this is the funniest fight in NBA history. The absolute funniest.
Does it count as a fight?
It's a fight.
Rivers hit him in the face.
Scuffle.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Jalen Suggs like grabbed him by the neck and threw him down.
I feel like certain guys, they finally, it clicks in once the punch is thrown where they slow up the speed.
Yeah.
These NBA is the only sport that I know where they say, you know what? This is going to cost me. Let me. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't work that way. I gotta know that the Curry's having the Curry River connection has to have a secondhand embarrassment of how Austin handled this. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a tough place everywhere. Orlando definitely has.
I'm sure.
A rough neighborhood.
I'm sure.
I don't think Winter Park is the.
But Winter Park, right? Winter Park. Here's the thing, right? Now you got people that don't even know anything about this talking about you got to check in with Mickey Mouse and all these other things. Like you never came off as that type of player, so why?
Yeah.
And then the fact that Mo Bamba,
but he said that though in the press conference.
I'm not a fighter.
I didn't know which one was first. Yeah. Do we know which one was first? Did he?
I think the press conference was first.
I think the press conference was first. Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say it's kind of corny if he made the IG post. We all saw it, and then he reiterated at the press conference like we didn't see. Like, fam, we saw. You waited. Yeah. You made us wait 2 hours. Yes, we saw it.
I could be wrong, but I do think it was first. The press conference. Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Regardless, Austin Rivers, pick and choose your battles. I'm not going to look at you as soft for not defending yourself. Secondly, it's Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba, bro. Like,
it's the funniest shit, man. It's
like it was the most randomest shit ever. Like, bro, I was not watching the game, and they like, oh, you see the fight. So I'm like, oh.
I saw they were trending. I never even thought.
And I'm like when I hear fight, I honestly, especially when it's NBA, I know it's nothing crazy. Yeah. Like I'm like, let me see who grabbed a jersey and pushed each other. And then I seen the names Austin Rivers and Mo Bamba.
You're like, this certainly isn't
like Mo Bamba.
ate that. And that's the thing. He did eat it.
Yeah.
But also you have to think about this, right? Shout out to Sheck West because Mo Bamba's song is more popular and hotter than Mo Bamba's actual career.
Probably streaming now too, like even more.
Facts.
Right? But at the end, you know what? That's some work right there. Can we get Mo Bamba over the fight clip? Insert that in.
Good shot.
Whoever's producing this, you know what I'm saying? So we can, whatever on that situation. New York Times, Athletic, please pay the fee. Whatever we gotta do.
You could call Shaq Trey. You could get the okay.
No, cut that part out. You asked for forgiveness, not permission. Yeah.
There you go. Just do it. They'll understand, receive the bill later. Yeah. But long story short, yes, that was the most random. I think it was this week in general. And to throw this in there, the NFL had this Arian Foster talking about scripts.
Oh God, that was even funnier, man.
Right? That was a straight topic.
That was funny.
So think about an NBA script.
Well, Donovan Mitchell tweeted that.
And my first shout out to Donovan Mitchell for being ahead of that.
Yeah.
My script would be Michael Jordan finding out that he has to stop playing in '93. Like, Michael Jordan's script was just
killing, man. 3 straight titles. Like, nah, fuck this, man. David Stern's out of his mind.
It's going to be worth it. You're going to turn out a billionaire. And he's just
my favorite part of this Austin Rivers Mo Bamba fight was, did you see the play that was the dead ball situation?
Oh, the Gobert.
Rudy Gobert's throwing the ball out of bounds in the backcourt. And then Austin Rivers walks all the way to Orlando's bench to get into a fight. Like,
it was
oh my God.
It was like did you see the clip from that college game? I can't remember who, but
he slapped the dude?
He slapped a fan,
Crazy.
But the announcers didn't notice because a poster dunk happened at the exact same moment. So they're freaking about they're like, oh, he called it travel. No, it's a technical foul. I don't know what's going on. Like they had no idea this dude came out, just slapped a fan in the front row.
I don't think the refs saw it either because a foul was called. I don't think they knew what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but
really quick on the Rivers thing. The one underrated thing to that is him setting up for in case I need a job, I need to hype up like the hometown team. He's like, man, I root for the Magic. When I'm not playing, I'm watching.
Hey, man, all 30 are available,
that's my
man.
Team. That's my team.
I mean, he's on a new team every year, so yeah,
he was a little kid next to Michael Doliak, Pat Garrity, John Amici, Daryl Henderson. He's
shout out to my forefather, white post forwards. I love it, man. The Michael Doliak shout, I love it, brother.
That's hilarious.
Shout out to Pat Garrity.
He's got the stamp.
Garrity.
Yeah, good
Jay, that's who I think
the
you
Bull
play
Outlaw
like.
Stamp goes a long way in Orlando.
Hey,
Jay does
Jay,
got some Pat to his game.
Jay, I feel like you play like Andrew DeClerc and Pat Garrity for sure.
Come on, man. I was
Andrew DeClerc.
No.
Look, man. Donald Royal didn't put in the work just for Austin Rivers to be disrespected like this. Okay.
Oh God.
Geert Hammock. Remember Geert Hammock? I think he was a Orlando Magic player for like a year, right? Big man?
I think so. That sounds
Hammock.
Right.
I might have that last name wrong, but man, see, these are deep cuts, Jay. You don't know about this Orlando shit, okay? Don't come around me and Austin Rivers.
Wow.
Not about it.
In 2020, there were over 5 million car crashes. That's more than 15,000 a day and 600 in an hour. I had a friend that was injured in a car crash recently, and handling it with his insurance was a complete disaster. He did not get everything he was entitled to, and it was just honestly awful. What an awful situation that my friend had to go through. If you're ever injured, you should check out Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 800 lawyers. With over $15 billion recovered from clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy, it's more like using an app than hiring a lawyer. In fact, it's so easy, it's more like ordering takeout than hiring a lawyer. With Morgan & Morgan, you can submit a claim without even having to leave the couch. Just open up your phone, and in 8 clicks or less, you're already done. If you're ever injured in an accident, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/NBA show or dial #LAW, #529 from your cell phone. That's FOR thepeople.com/NBA show or #LAW, #529 from your cell.
All right, let's wrap this up as we try to do every week with the J Kings Minute. Jay, how are we feeling about the Kings? I know you're just gonna say the standings, but a good week could have been better.
No, it was a bad week.
Bad week. Whoa, hold on a second.
It was a bad week.
Why?
Because the NBA coaches decided that De'Aaron Fox should not be on the NBA All-Star team. They put Paul George on the NBA All-Star team. It was clearly a reputation decision. It was clearly a decision based on George's past results. De'Aaron Fox has played 8 more games this season. He has been better from a game-to-game basis than Paul George. He is carrying the number 3 team in the Western Conference along with Domantas Sabonis to one of the best offenses in NBA history. In fourth quarters, he's averaging almost 8 points per game each fourth quarter, just closing out games and doing it at an efficient level, making smart decisions. De'Aaron Fox deserves to be an NBA All-Star. Paul George, he should have been named over Paul George. And I say Paul George because he was the wild card spot there. So that was where Fox could have been over.
Been a front court spot in Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, like
all these things could have gone over Jaren Jackson Jr. too. He should be there over Jaren Jackson Jr. as well.
Fox should be there. I think Ant should be there.
I'm with you, guys. Yes,
I'm with that. So it's not a bad week, Jay, because of the loss to the Pacers.
No,
and Buddy Hield and Buddy Hield saying we can light the beam. Dave, please clip that in. A little pettiness from Buddy Hield. It's not
the beam is relevant because the Kings are very good. People are talking trash about.
Well, it would have been relevant if they were bad. It would have been relevant.
Nobody would be saying that if teams were just marching in and beating the Kings every night. The Kings are worthy of talking trash to these days. But Fox should have been an All-Star, and it's really a mistake that he's not.
I'm with you. I think he got.
I agree.
He got robbed. There's no question about that. He got.
I think he got robbed. I think Ant got robbed. And no offense to Jaren Jackson Jr. Actually, now I got a theory.
Oh no!
Someone on the Grizzlies side or someone on Jaren Jackson Jr.'s side created that Reddit post and got everyone paying attention to Jaren Jackson Jr. highlights and stats and look at like, damn, this dude's doing it. Word got to the assistant coaches who did the actual voting for this stuff.
Conspiracy about the conspiracy?
And that is why Jaren Jackson Jr. You didn't hear anything about Jaren Jackson Jr. as a potential All-Star prior to him being named to an All-Star game, right? You didn't hear that shit.
No.
The Grizzlies should have never got 2. I'm sorry. They should. Can I get mad real quick?
Yeah.
I know they. Sorry, Jay, to steal your moment, bro. If this is a
Trayvon
Edwards
the minute
moment.
is long over.
All right, here we go. First of all, I like these players. DeMar DeRozan shouldn't have made it. Drew Holiday shouldn't have made it.
I don't think Julius Randle should have made it over Jalen Brunson. If it's an either or
trade. I agree that one too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson Jr. shouldn't have made it. Who else from the West that I had questions about? Paul George. He should not have made it. Respect to these players.
Love PG.
Paul George missed games. Anthony Edwards, that was your spot. I'm even cool with De'Aaron Fox making it. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? James Harden should have been an All-Star.
Yep.
Should have been an All-Star.
Yeah. Yes.
I love DeMar DeRozan, but James Harden should have been All-Star. Trae Young, the Hawks are 8th. I know he missed the game. He forgot the game. Whatever the conspiracy was, he should be an All-Star. You know what I'm saying? Like, here we go. Jalen Brunson.
Like you've added too many All-Stars to the All-Star.
No. Everybody can't be an All-Star realistically.
Yeah.
In order to make this happen, which is not going to happen, is add 2 more slots to each conference, right? I mean,
no, don't improve the roster.
That's what I'm saying. Don't change it up to make everybody happy. Everybody's not going to get it.
Make it hard.
All I'm saying is, Jaren Jackson Jr., I see what you're doing. I respect what you're doing.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome.
But don't nobody want to see. Don't nobody want to see you in the All-Star game.
Wow.
You're right.
No, you're right. But
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I would give him you know how you get like the McDonald's All-American where you got the nominees and then the rosters? I will send him a certificate.
Dave, I don't want to hear it with this Aaron Gordon shit.
I was gonna say, please tell me that's Aaron Glenn or something.
I was waiting for that.
Well, I don't think we're gonna do better.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, best player in the NBA.
Yeah, by far.
Just had to get that out of there before I get out of here.
Since he came back from the injury, they're 7-0. too. He's averaging like 35, 14, and 5 or something like that. Like it's just
in like 31 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a stupid level of production and dominance.
Shay's number 2.
The Clippers have Kawhi and Paul George, and we're like, we need to put Zubats on him, and then he still had 54.
I love that. No, I like the strategy. I thought it was a good strategy. His teammates screwed him. Zubats handled like he did about as well as you could do. I'm just guarding him one-on-one.
I'm just saying when you have two of the best wing defenders out there, and Kawhi has slipped some for sure.
But it was still it was a different attack from Giannis once Kawhi was on him. It was a very different attack.
But it worked out.
For sure.
It was just their offense was complete trash. But that's a whole other show another time.
Unfortunately, look, I keep all this in, Dave, but we should have ended on Trae Young. The Hawks are 8th. I know he forgot a game maybe or whatever the story was. Because I don't think we're doing better than that. Make sure you're subscribed to The Athletic. Make sure you subscribe to The Bounce, your daily NBA newsletter. It is free. Go to theathletic.com/bounce newsletter. Sign up. You get amazing words from myself and, more importantly, Shams Charania every single day into your email inbox. Again, it is free. Make sure you subscribe to The Athletic NBA Show podcast. All the shows on it. 5-star review. Check out our YouTube channel where you can now watch all this stuff. You can watch Jay King get flustered as we press him on his horrible opinions every single week. Watch him backpedal. He started this podcast at his computer. He is now in another room because he had to backpedal so much on the Dillon Brooks thing. For Jay, for Trey, for James, for Mo, I'm Zach. Keep it locked on The Athletic.